All right, welcome back. We're going through the ultimate Go tour here, and we're going through the variables section. So you could get to this tour, tour.ardenlabs.com, tour list right there. And you could get to all of the videos in this series. There's a link down below in the description. And there's some tremendous code with an amazing bunch of readmes. And so I spent like a good chunk of yesterday, Saturday, cleaning up these readmes. So now we have a table of contents where this table of contents, if you open it up, it has like the README and the YouTube video. So just to illustrate this, you could click on that, you could click on this. And there's the table of contents and the README for this one. And then here's the video for this one. So you could go kind of do that deal and watch the video and then go through the README, and they're there for all of these. And as I've gotten more into this, since we're getting more into the material, these READMEs get even better. And so here's the README for the next coming video. And look at how great this README is, right? Like all the takeaways, the table of contents. So really getting into depth, exploring all of these concepts. It's good. So you could get to the table of contents, this README here, also in a link down below in the description. You could go to Learn to Code Go version 03. This is all free, by the way. And this is my, goes to 11 is my GitHub account. And then this is the repo. And then we're in the 000 BRBK Go Tour folder. And there's a lot of great code in here. And you could clone this repo, just FYI. You could clone this repo like this. Just go to the repo. And this is the whole repo. You could go to code right here, and you need to set up SSH. That's the way I do it. And there's probably a video on my YouTube channel, SSH GitHub, and I'll show you how to set it up. You copy those, clone it down, and then when you get it cloned down, you could go into like VS Code, and you could search through everything in the repo like Gatsby. So in there I have the text for the entire Great Gatsby, and I'll show you which files, where that is located. So you could search through the code when you need to see how to do something, like maybe you need to work with the time package. You could say, hey, show me everything about time, and it'll show you everything about time. And so that's really useful. So yeah, check that out. All right, so we are in the BR. Let me click on that, get that away. We are in the 000 BR, and that is all the way right there, BRBK. And the BR is just like the 000 BR. These are just like my working folders. And then the ones down here are like more code that goes sequentially through teaching the Go programming language. It's all related to a course I did. I'll give you info. There's a link to that down below too. So the Go tour, we're in that one. BK right there stands for Bill Kennedy. All right, so there's the main table of contents, takes you to everything else. In this video, we're going through the Ultimate Go Tour, and we are on variables. And in the previous video, we went through all this information. This was step 1 of variables. And then in this one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this exercise right here. So pause the video and do it if you haven't done it yet. But I just wanted to provide a little bit of description, a little bit deeper insight into this too. Particularly, we're gonna see in this video, if you go to fumped package go and just search for that, here's the fumped package. And we're going to see how to use some format printing. I'm going to talk a little bit about format printing and printing verbs, formatting verbs. And we're also particularly going to see the type, %T, to see the type, because that's going to help us sort of do this last part B right here. All right, so you've done this one maybe, or you got stymied and stuck. And so I'm just going to go through and do it so you can see me do it now. And the first thing is declare variables that are set to their 0 value. And the descriptions, 3 variables that are initialized their 0 value and 3 declared with a literal value. Declare variables of type string, int, and bool. All right, so string, int, and bool. So my first variable will be A. I'm going to use the short declaration operator because I am inside a code block, right? I'm between curly braces. This is a code block right here. And inside a code block, you can use the short declaration operator, and it's idiomatic Go code to use the short declaration operator as much as possible, and then to use var when you are at the package level, when you're outside of a code block, or to use var for declaring a 0 value. And I'm declaring 0 value, so I'm going to do var. Good thing I was saying all that. So I need var a, what I want to declare one of a string. And I need a var b, and it's going to be an int, and I need var c, and it's going to be a bool. So there are my 0 values. And now display the value of those variables. So I'm going to use print formatting here. I'm going to do a funct.printf for formatting. And print formatting, you do 2 quotes and then a comma, and then you're going to put in the things you want to display. And so, like what values you want passed in. And so this is variable A's value, and I'm going to put that in brackets so we could see if there's anything in there, right? Because it might be, we'll see what that looks like with a string. Otherwise, it's just going to be like we won't know what printed. So and what I want to show up here is I want it to see the value, so %v. And if we go back over here and we look at that formatting package, %v is the value in a default format, right? So it's the default format of whatever the value is. And you could get more specific if you want, but %v is easy to use. And so there I'm just going to pass in A. And so this is going to print out, this is variable A's value, and this is just a string here. So it has nothing to do with anything, but wherever it sees a %, it knows like that's going to be like a variable. And so sequentially, like the first % it comes across, it'll pass in the first variable value that we put in here. So A is going to get passed in there. And I'm going to put, and this is the type. And for the type, I'm going to do %T. And %T will show us the type. %T shows us the type. And so with %T there, I need to pass in another value. And so I'm going to get the value from the variable A. So this A here will get passed in %v. So the compiler will read through this. It'll be like %v, right? I need a value, so it'll come get this first one here. So the first sort of call that it hits right here, it comes and gets the first one there. The second call it hits, comes and gets the second one and puts it in there. All right, so that's how that one goes. And I'm just going to copy this, Control-C and Control-V and Control-V, and I'm going to change this to B here and B here, and I'm going to change this to C here and C here. All right, so there is our 0 values, and declare variables and initialize. So declare 3 variables that are initialized, their 0 value, and 3 declared with a literal value. So now we need to declare with a literal value. So declare variables and initialize, use the short variable declaration operator. So these will be D, E, and F, and we'll use the short declaration operator for each of those. And so colon equals, where's my text editor, colon equals, and the first one's going to be a string, so let's do hello. All right, so the next one is going to be an int, and we'll make that 42, and the next one's going to be a bool, and we'll make that true, and then we'll just copy all this right here, Control-C, and display the value of those variables. And we'll put all that there, and we'll change these to DD, and we'll change these to EE, and we'll change these to FF. Okay, so now we did that one, and perform a type conversion. And so declare a new variable of type float32 and initialize the variable by converting the literal value of pi 3.14. And so for this one, I'm just going to first just show you, like this will be G colon equals 3.14, and then we're going to print out G, and then G, look at what it printed, G, isn't that interesting? G, come on, G, and then I'm going to copy all that, and I'm going to make this H, just so we can see the difference. And here I'm going to do conversion, not casting, ladies and gentlemen, conversion, and we've learned the difference between those two and why Go does conversion and not casting. That would be a great interview question. And then we're just going to get rid of this. I guess I'll move this comment up, and because it's part of what we did. All right, so there's my solution, and now it's telling me I've got an error. Let's read this error and see what I did wrong. This is variable A's value %v, and this is printf, funct printf, and package main. And it's not bringing in my imports, right? So it didn't bring in my imports. And imports are off. So I'm going to come up here and click imports are on, and then try running this again. And let me reload it. And imports are on, syntax is off. I don't know what that means. We'll explore that in a second. So saying oh, I got to click format maybe, and expected this. Hold on. Where am I? Here they are. Expected a semicolon on line 23, and found this. So line 23, it tells me right here, line 23, and the semicolon automatically gets added at the end of a line. Printf, and so I need right here on all of these, apparently, I have the syntax error because maybe I'm getting old and my eyes aren't what they used to be, and or maybe because it's just early, or maybe it's a combination of both of those. So just put those little things in there. There we go. There we go, and you probably saw that. All right, let's try this again. Format all this, and great, my imports came in. That's a really positive thing, and then click run, and waiting, and this is the variables. Oh, classic. All right, I need a new line at the end of each of these things. So the new line is backspace n, like that. And I will show you where to see escape characters here in a second. And so I'm just going to put one of those in at the end of each of these. And we write the code with errors before we write the code without errors. And this is how you write code. You write it, and then you look to see what you did wrong, and you fix it. All right, now I'm going to run this again. Yay! All right, so the zero value of a string is empty, zero value of an int is zero, zero value of a bool is false. Hello, 42, true. And you can see the first time that was a float 64 because it just went to float 64 when we did that, but here we did the conversion, it went to float 32. All right, I don't know what syntax off does. You can experiment and explore with that. This is my solution to this step that was, took a little longer than I thought, but it was kind of fun. If you want to deepen your knowledge with Go, there are some courses you could check out. One of them is my course. I teach like beginner to intermediate with some advanced stuff. And you could go to Todd McLeod Udemy, right? It's going to take you to all my courses. And so when you get there, here's like, you know, the main Go course, and then there's a web course right there. So go check that out. And you could also just get there from this goes to 11 at GitHub, Learn to Code Go version 3, BRBK 000 BRBK folder, and there's a link to that right here, the courses, right? Right there, a link to the courses. So here are my courses. Here's Bill Kennedy's course, and you could click that link and it'll take you right to this point in Bill Kennedy's courses. It logs me in. So I got to click that link like incognito. And so when you go incognito, it'll bring you right here, but I want to show you how to get there. So I'm going to launch a new tab and go to Arden Labs. And then at Arden Labs, go to training. I do this in every video because, you know, we got to pay rent and put food on the table too. And if you come in here, when you get to Arden Labs, click on training and then scroll down to self-paced training right here and click for individuals. And when you come into for individuals, go to the Ultimate Go bundle and click enroll now. Click enroll now. And then when you get here, right, this is the same place we were before. If you have a discount coupon code, which you do, type in Todd McLeod, you're going to get a surprise discount. And that discount will vary depending upon when you get there, because maybe it's going to be a greater discount for the people who get there first. Because, you know, we're just experimenting, exploring with this. And maybe sometimes we'll just like, I'll tell Bill, hey, crank it down for a week. Let's see what happens. So go check it out. And those are the courses. All right. See you next time.